I am overthinking everything and reviewing everything. And now that I've shown you all of the pens that I purchased in 2024, I thought, you know what? Let's pick the top 5 that I purchased and share them with you in this hopefully shorter video. Hi, it's Simone, your favorite neighborhood nerd, and we're going from 5, 4, 3, 2 to honorable mentions and then to the number one pen. I think what I'm going to do is, as I am calling them up to the stage, I will then after put them into my pen tray so that I can show them to you all together. Number 5 on the list of top 5 pens I purchased in 2024 is this Lamy LX in Marron with a 14 karat gold nib. I actually do not really care which one it is because they're all absolutely fabulous. I do not currently have this inked, but I thought, because I love this so much because of the writing experience, I should at least show you how they write. The pen is a replacement pen for a Kaweco All Sport in Golden Espresso that I sold in 2023 and that I just couldn't make work for me because I did not enjoy the writing experience with that pen. But now having this brown as a replacement feels good, and so I thought I need to include this on my list. So this is the Lamy LX, how do you write X? Like so. Marron with this is a medium nib in 14 karat. I think any iteration of this, any style of Lamy pen that takes these nibs with a gold nib on it is an amazing gold nibbed pen. And I think it's better than many of the other starter gold nibs that people talk about. So if you have a Lamy pen, go get yourself a 14 karat nib because they're fantastic. I love how bouncy this is and how it reacts to pressure. And it's just fabulousy. I don't even know if this is a word. I just like saying it. So this is my number 5. Number 4 is ta-da-da-da, the Sailor, and I think it's a Wanchur collaboration, Hawaiian Ripe Coffee. I'm not particular about the finish, but the Sailor pens have taken me by storm this year. And this extra fine nib is just so amazing. I never expected this nib. I'm trying to write and talk. I shouldn't. ProGear. It doesn't matter which one. With an extra fine nib. I never expected this pen to feel so good in my hand. The lines are so smooth. The writing experience feels just, look how tiny I can write and it's still legible. Just so good. I'm impressed. Yeah, so the extra fine nib on this pen is outstanding. I hope this is the experience with all the extra fine 21 karat gold nibs on Sailor ProGears. If it isn't, I think it's, if you love these super fine needly writing experiences, it is actually worth getting them tuned if they're not working well, because if they are working well, they are outstanding. 21 karat, I'm going to write here. So I think all the other pens are inked. So I can just close my ink bottle right here. Pen number 3 on the list of top 5 pens I bought in 2024. Can you guess? It's another Sailor. Now, this is not just for the writing experience. I bought this mainly because it was sold relatively cheap and affordable on Amazon Japan. But I love this finish. So this is the Sailor Pro Gear Imperial Black. It has, I don't know, black metal parts. What are they called? The nib. And then the resin is matte finished. And it's just feels so good. What I love about this Sailor Pro Gear Imperial Black with a medium nib. This is also a 21 karat gold nib. So I had shied away from Sailor pens for so long because I was told that, or that is the impression that I got when I watched videos about Sailor pens or heard other people talk about Sailor pens, is that they're scratchy and the nibs are hard. Yes, the nibs are hard and they have lots of feedback. And because I love Pilot nibs, which are very smooth, I thought I would never enjoy these pens. I do. They have this bouncy feedback and it's just, for me, it's just so good. This pen is on place number 3 because of the finish. The Imperial Black and the matte body is amazing, but also for the medium nib itself. This nib is smooth. The ink, I have never had an ink that didn't flow well in this pen, but also it's bouncy and it has some feedback. And I would never have imagined before I used Sailor pens that I would say the word smooth and feedback about a nib in the same sentence. So yeah, this is my number 3 for the pens that I purchased in 2024. Number 2, drum roll, is the Pilot Custom 743 in verdigris with a medium 14 karat gold nib. I love the Pilot Custom 823 and I love this. What is this? A number 15 gold nib from Pilot. This is just amazing. However, there she goes writing. And I had just happened to have been able to snag this secondhand in this verdigris color. I would take any color for this nib, because for this pen, it is about the writing experience for me and the convenience, because the reason why this made spot number 2 on my top 5 list is because it is a cartridge converter pen. And this is so much more easy to clean, so much easier to clean than the vacuum fill of the Custom 823, that this jumped to the top as soon as I received it. This is a medium nib and this is a 14 karat gold nib. This pen is much smoother. I feel it has a little bit more shading than the Imperial Black with the medium nib. And to me, the line width seems to be a little bit narrower than on the Sailor. But that's doesn't really matter because I don't, as long as I enjoy the writing experience, the line width is secondary to me. All right, now we're going to the honorable mentions. I thought I was going to have 2, but I just couldn't decide which one to kick off. I actually kicked this one off the top 5 list because I wanted to include the Lamy in the top 5. This is the Nagasawa Gierske with gold trim. Oh, trim is the word that I was looking for earlier. And the reason why it made the top 5 honorable mentions is for this finial. I love the ink bottle on the finial. I think why it did not make the top 5 list is because this is a broad nib, and it feels the feedback that I feel with the medium nib and the smaller nibs from Sailor. It's not really there when I use it. And so it sometimes feels a bit, generic to write with, which I will explore more in 2025. I'm gonna have to rearrange this. Oh, I wanted to write here, of course. So this is another Sailor pen body, another Sailor nib. It is just a special edition. It's the Nagasawa, I don't know, Gierske with gold trim with a broad nib. The next honorable mention pen on this list is my Waterman Corinne. I just received this in October and I haven't used it yet much with many inks. So I have not been able to explore it as much as I would like to, and that's the reason why it's not on the top 5. Also, I had so many pens that I loved that I just couldn't make myself put this pen on the top 5 if I didn't have as much experience. But every time I write with this, I feel it's so good. And I put specifically the medium nib on there because this is, I feel like my specialty, or the thing that I really, really enjoy, is a specific, very good sounds weird, it's not the right word, distinct writing experience with my pens. And as I said, the gold broad nib on these Nagasawa feels a little bit generic. The same, I feel like, goes for the medium nib on the Waterman, the fine nib on the Waterman Corinne. But the medium nib is different enough for me to put it on that list. Then I have one on the honorables mentions list here that is a Franklin Christoph P20. These pens use JoWo number 6 nibs. I really like JoWo number 6 nibs, but they're not outstanding to me. And I struggle with the specialty grinds that I have on the nibs. So that is something that I still need to wrangle with in 2025. But this blank, well, first of all, I was gifted this pen and it makes it super special to me, number one. But number two, I did not expect to enjoy and love this blank as much as I do. And this is basically stands symbolic for all the holographic glitter pens that I own. I have quite a few now because I find that it just appeals to me and I really love it. So I don't have this pen inked. I'm not going to dip it and share a writing experience because, as I said, generic JoWo nib. I'm just going to put it with my TWSBI mini here. So this is the Franklin Christoph P. How do we make a P out of this? P20 with, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Stormwinds blank. Stormwinds Creations? I will link them in the description box below. Resin, and it's stunning for the holographic resin. For the sparkles, the holographic sparkles in the resin. Yeah. So, what do you think? If you timestamp my video, you can do that right now. What do you think is the top one pen, the number one pen? If I had to rescue that one pen out of the burning house, which one would I grab? Leave it in the comments down below. It is, and if you've been watching my videos, it would not be a surprise to you that the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande in primary manipulation light with a number 8 titanium nib is on the top first spot for pens I bought in 2024 because it has surprised me in so many ways. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the Sailor Nib Feedback Leonardo Momento Zero Grande primary manipulation light. And the amazing thing about this pen is the medium titanium nib. It is so wet. It has an ebonite feed, a chonker of an ebonite feed, as you can see. It is so wet. It is so smooth, but it still has some feedback. I don't even know how that works, but it's so great. It's so great that I use a piston filling pen, which I don't enjoy for cleaning reasons. And I accept this way too short clip on this cap because the pen is so stunning. And the writing experience with this is so different, so amazing, so great that I sometimes start questioning my whole fountain pen collection and wonder why I have more than just this pen in my collection. Or maybe another one of those in a fine. Would that be fun? I think so. This is just, I don't even know what to write. Fun, smooth. It's exhilarating. How about that? Now, just how to write exhilarating. I hope that's right. Alrighty, that is my number one pen, and it's the best one out of the bunch. I did film another video. No, I actually haven't filmed it yet, but I made a list of my top 5 pens of all times because some of these pens that I already have in my collection would absolutely be bumped off. How do we do this? So I'm going to rearrange this. How am I going to rearrange this? I'm going to move these over here. And then I'm going to take this spot for number 1. Yes, there are pens on this list, on this pen tray, that I would not consider my top 5 pens of all times, just because there are other pens in my collection that should get a spot on here. So I will be filming that soon. And I hope you join me for the top 5 pens of all times. If you're like me and you love to overthink, I invite you to leave your top 5 pens of 2024 down in the comments down below. And then think of what other pens are there that you had bought previously that would ruin that top 5 pens. Also, thinking about all of those things is not just awesome to share on YouTube. It also really helps me to figure out what is really worth keeping. And if there are maybe pens in my collection that I might want to let go, because I'm doing all of those reflecting stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I will see you soon. And I do have quite a few more videos planned in this reflection review series because, it's fun. It's really fun if I do it and learn from it. Thank you so much. I'm like, making this video longer than it should be. Bye.